Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Niccolò Machiavelli penned those words 5 centuries ago, yet they echo with a chilling relevance in the silent, often confusing battleground of modern dating. Have you ever felt it? That bewildering paradox, where the more you try, the harder you push, the more you showcase your interest, the faster she seems to drift away, like smoke through your fingers. You text, she replies with a one-word answer hours later. You offer compliments, they land with a thud in a silent void. You rearrange your entire schedule for a chance to see her, only for her to cancel at the last minute with the casual, "Sorry, something came up." It's a frustrating, maddening dance that leaves good men feeling confused, devalued, and utterly exhausted. You're told to be a nice guy, to be open and vulnerable, to show you care. But in practice, this advice often seems to be the very recipe for being left on red, relegated to the friend zone, or becoming an emotional placeholder until someone more compelling comes along. You watch as other men who seem to do far less effortlessly command attention and desire. They aren't necessarily richer, funnier, or better looking. So what is their secret? The secret isn't a secret at all. It's not a pickup line, a clever trick, or a manipulative tactic. It is a fundamental, seismic shift in the way you perceive yourself and, consequently, the way the world perceives you. It is about understanding the raw, unspoken dynamics of human attraction, a dynamic less about what you do for a woman and more about who you are as a man. It is about moving from the frantic energy of the chaser to the calm, gravitational pull of the prize. This isn't about becoming a cold, heartless manipulator. That is a gross misreading of Machiavellian thought. It is about becoming a man of profound self-possession, a man who is strategic, emotionally centered, and whose value is so self-evident that he never has to advertise it. It is about becoming the architect of your own world, a world so fascinating and complete that others are naturally drawn to its light, hoping to be invited in. Think of your life as a kingdom. It has borders, resources, a culture, and a purpose. For most men struggling with attraction, they are absentee kings. Their kingdom, their passions, their goals, their physical and mental health, their friendships, lies fallow and neglected. The moment a woman shows a glimmer of interest, they abandon their throne, run to the gates of her kingdom, and start begging for entry. They bring gifts, compliments, offer their services, constant availability, and pledge their allegiance, over-the-top emotional investment, all before they've even been granted citizenship. From her perspective, what does this look like? It doesn't look like devotion. It looks like desperation. It signals that his own kingdom is an empty, uninteresting place. A king who so easily abandons his own realm cannot be a strong king. His time has no value, his presence has no weight, and his attention is a cheap commodity, freely given to anyone who will take it. The man who understands this dynamic does the opposite. He doesn't abandon his kingdom, he fortifies it. He is a king who is deeply invested in his own realm. He spends his time cultivating his lands, learning a new skill, mastering an instrument, building a business, getting into phenomenal physical shape. He explores the far reaches of his territory, reading books that challenge his mind, traveling, developing a powerful sense of purpose that has nothing to do with a woman. His life is a rich, thriving, and self-contained world. When he meets a woman, he doesn't run to her gates. He stands at his own, a calm and centered ruler. He is warm, engaging, and genuinely interested, but there is an unspoken truth that permeates his very being. His time is precious, his energy is valuable, his focus is directed. When he chooses to spend time with her, it is not an act of need, but a genuine gift. It is an invitation to temporarily visit his well-tended kingdom. This shift creates a powerful psychological effect. Humans are hardwired to value scarcity. A diamond is valuable because it is rare. An exclusive event is desirable because not everyone can attend. Likewise, the attention of a man with a deep, Purposeful life is a scarce and valuable resource. It must be earned. Her instinct recognizes this. She sees a man who is not defined by her approval, who has a powerful center of gravity all his own, and she becomes intrigued. She starts to wonder, what is happening in his kingdom that is so compelling? What makes him so complete on his own? And just like that, the dynamic flips. She stops being the gatekeeper and starts becoming the visitor, hoping for another invitation. The chase is over before it even began, because you were never running. You were building.
In our modern world of oversharing, we've been sold a lie that instant vulnerability creates instant connection. Men, in a misguided attempt to be open, lay their entire life story on the table like a deck of cards on the first or second date. They reveal their deepest fears, their past heartbreaks, their insecurities, their grandest ambitions, all in a breathless torrent of information. They believe that by exposing their soul, they are fast-tracking intimacy. In reality, they are killing all mystery, and with it, a huge component of attraction. Think of yourself as a captivating novel. The man who overshares is the one who hands you the book and immediately spoils the ending. He tells you the plot twists, the character arcs, and the final resolution. After that, what is the point of reading? There is no tension, no curiosity, no desire to turn the page. You already know everything. The man who embodies Machiavellian intelligence, however, understands that he is a story to be discovered, not a summary to be recited. He doesn't withhold information to be deceptive. He reveals it layer by layer, allowing the intrigue to build. Each interaction is a new chapter, offering a little more insight, a new detail, a deeper understanding, but always leaving her wanting to know what happens next. He might talk about his passion for ancient history, but not the detailed thesis he's been writing on the Peloponnesian War. He might mention a difficult time in his past, but he frames it as a source of strength and learning, not an open wound he needs her to heal. He leaves pockets of the unknown. He creates a sense of depth, a feeling that there is more to him than meets the eye. This is not about being a bad boy or putting up a false front. It is about understanding the psychology of desire. The human mind is a puzzle-solving machine. It is drawn to the enigmatic. When a woman can't quite figure you out, when you are not an open book, her mind will naturally start working to fill in the blanks. She will think about you when you are not there. She will replay conversations, searching for clues. This mental real estate you occupy is the breeding ground for attraction. This principle extends beyond conversation. Your entire life should have an element of the unwritten. Don't post every workout, every meal, and every thought on social media. Let there be parts of your life that are yours alone. Be a little unpredictable. If you always text back in 30 seconds, your availability becomes a pattern. If you're sometimes busy, focused on your own world, your response becomes an event. She doesn't need to know your entire daily schedule. She doesn't need a play-by-play of your every move. By maintaining a degree of separation, by having a life that is rich and private, you communicate a powerful message. I am a complete person. My world does not revolve around you, but I would be happy for you to be a part of it. This is infinitely more attractive than the man whose entire existence seems to be an open invitation for a woman to come in and become its center. Let her earn the right to read your later chapters. The anticipation is a powerful aphrodisiac. Of all the qualities that define a powerfully attractive man, none is more essential than emotional control. It is the unshakable bedrock upon which all other strengths are built. A man can have immense value and a fascinating air of mystery, but if he is emotionally volatile, he's building his house on sand. The first strong wind will bring it all crashing down. Consider the man who is a slave to his emotions. He's on a perpetual roller coaster, and he's given the controls to the woman he desires. If she texts him back quickly with a smiling emoji, he's euphoric. If she takes a few hours to respond or seems distant, his world crumbles. He might descend into a spiral of anxiety, sending a barrage of "Are you okay?" or "Did I say something wrong?" texts. Or he might lash out with passive-aggressive comments, trying to punish her for making him feel insecure. He gets jealous easily, needs constant reassurance, and reacts to small setbacks as if they are major catastrophes. To a woman, this behavior is a massive red flag. It screams instability, weakness, and a profound lack of inner strength. Women, on a deep instinctual level, are drawn to a sense of safety and stability. They are not looking for a project to fix or a boy to mother. They are looking for a rock, a man who can remain calm and centered in the face of uncertainty. The man who loses control of his emotions is not a rock. He is a leaf in the wind, tossed about by the slightest breeze of her mood or behavior.
This isn't about creating an adversarial relationship. It's about establishing a foundation of mutual respect. A man with no boundaries cannot be truly respected because he does not respect himself. But the man who respects himself enough to define his limits and protect his peace becomes a source of strength. He is seen as a leader, a man of integrity, a man who is secure in who he is. He is not afraid of being alone because his own company is valuable. And this lack of fear, this self-sufficiency, is the very essence of what makes a man powerfully and irresistibly attractive. Be kind, but never be a nice guy. Know your worth and erect the velvet rope that proves it. If you weave all these threads together, the building of your kingdom, the art of mystery, the stillness of emotional control, and the strength of your boundaries, you arrive at the final, most powerful state, sovereignty. A sovereign man is the absolute ruler of his own life. He is psychologically and emotionally independent. His happiness is not a fragile thing he places in a woman's hands, hoping she won't drop it. It is a fire he builds within himself, and he merely invites others to come and warm themselves by it. He doesn't seek validation. He is the source of validation. He doesn't look to a relationship to complete him. He comes to a relationship already whole. This is the ultimate evolution from the chaser to the prize. The chaser asks, "Do you like me? Am I good enough?" The sovereign man implicitly asks, "Are you worthy of my time? Do you add value to my already incredible life?" This mindset is not born of arrogance. A truly sovereign man is often the most generous, loving, and present partner because his affection is not tainted by need. His love is a choice, not a compulsion. He gives freely from a place of abundance, not desperately from a place of scarcity. He has a mission. Whether it's building a company, creating art, mastering a craft, or raising a family, he has a purpose that drives him, a why that gets him out of bed in the morning. This mission is his true north. A relationship is a beautiful addition to his journey, a co-pilot he is thrilled to have, but it is not the destination itself. He will never sacrifice his mission for a woman, because he understands that his mission is the very source of the strength and passion that makes him attractive in the first place. This is the man who is unforgettable. In a sea of men who lose themselves, who become emotionally dependent, and who bend to every whim in a desperate bid for affection, the sovereign man stands apart. He is a lighthouse. He has his own power, his own light, and he stands firm no matter how the seas may rage. When you embody this, you no longer worry about the right thing to say or the right move to make. Your actions flow naturally from a place of strength and self-worth. You become a man who chooses rather than one who hopes to be chosen. You become a man whose silence is more compelling than another shouting.
You become a man whose life is an adventure, and a woman who joins you does so because she is genuinely inspired by the journey you are already on. This is the final lesson. The goal is not to get the girl. The goal is to become a man of such profound value, integrity, and purpose that the getting becomes a natural byproduct of your existence.
Build your kingdom. Cultivate your mystery. Master your emotions. Defend your boundaries. Sit on your sovereign throne. Do this, and you won't have to chase attraction ever again. It will chase you.